So I'm sure we've all been playing Minecraft before, and come across one of its many strange and sometimes disturbing mysteries. Like, why are there undead everywhere? Why are there all these abandoned temples and structures? Why are you the only one capable of building? Other than the Enderman, I guess. Where are the rest of the people like you? Where did anything in this world come from? These are many questions I've had while playing the game, and so I went to the search bar on YouTube to find out and discovered some videos. If you're anything like me, then you've seen the Game Theory and Retro Gaming Now lore videos for Minecraft that are out there, and how each of them sort of contradict each other, but both show this story of a society of ancient builders who were brought down by their own greed for power and knowledge and advancement. And while I think they're right about Minecraft's story in many ways, there are a few ideas I had that have never been touched upon. So today, I am going to go through my version of the story of Minecraft, starting with what happened to the ancient builders and going on from there. So, here we go. It all begins hundreds or maybe even thousands of years before we pop into the world mysteriously when we create a new save. Here we see a group of Minecraft players, much like us today, and they have about the same level of Minecraft technology that we have in the game today. Except for the fact that they didn't have nether portals, and they only had a very basic understanding of magic and enchanting. They have the tools up to diamond level that we can make in normal Minecraft. They've built cities and communities and infrastructure and, well, pretty much everything a society needs to thrive. And they were, in fact, thriving very much. And on top of all their success, they had teamed up and made an alliance with another race of builders who we will call the villagers. You know, the people with the Squidward noses? Now, you might be wondering why I called them builders when in Minecraft they can't build anything. Well, I'll get to that. And in terms of game features, I think a lot more creatures can sort of build. Like the villagers obviously can build a village, and the Enderman can obviously place blocks and sort of build things. I think there's a difference between building in-game and building in a lore perspective. Now, in the kingdoms of the builders are two groups that have grown to be hugely influential. The first is obviously just called the Builders, who are named after their main civilization. They obviously build the structures and craft the tools and weapons for the humans. But the other group, I like to call the Wizards. They were the experts on magic in the Builder realm. They would construct all of the crafting tables and enchant all the weapons and armor of the people when they went to war with each other, and would study and create spells and incantations and do many incredible things. Together, these two groups created an amazing civilization of two types of people, villagers and builders together. They advanced and created and built and forged and enchanted until their hearts were content. But something was happening behind the scenes, something that to many seemed dark and evil. The wizards had begun to delve deeper and deeper into the unknown magics of the world, discovering soul energy from dead creatures. They began to grow in strength and power and became obsessed with finding new ways to use their knowledge. Then, something unexpected happened. To the builders and villagers, it seemed like a warning from the heavens that something they were doing was wrong or dangerous. But to the wizards, it was a challenge to see how far their magic had come and how much they could do with it. Rains began to fall, starting off more frequent than normal, but not too much. Soon, however, the rain increased and grew until it was one endless torrential downpour. The lands began to flood, and the rivers and lakes began to rise. The great treasure storehouses and temples built in the shallow waters were overtaken, and the people needed some way to keep themselves safe. But what could they do when the waters continued to rise and swallow their cities? This answer came from the wizards. They discovered a secret, something that contained unimaginable magical power and could control the waters, the heart of the sea. But there was a problem. They knew of its existence, but not of its location. And so, with this new information, the builders, wizards, and villagers set sail throughout the seas of the world, many sinking in the unending storms and hurricanes. But of the few that returned, they never had the heart of the sea with them. Any of the crews that had found the item were lost at sea or buried their treasure in hopes of extra ransom from the higher-ranking members of society. Soon the builders and villagers would be forced to abandon their homes, leave their new automatons that they had begun to build to protect their kingdom underwater in preparation for the heart of the sea. They fled to high ground, and with that the rain stopped and the waters calmed and steadied, leaving the builders and villagers to rebuild their society, and rebuild they did.